Hello guys, welcome back. This is our I think 7 or 8th video, and in this video we will discuss the control flow inside the Rust programming language. Right? So this is the documentation of the official Rust. Then we will just follow it and try to understand what is control flow. So control flow is depending on whether the condition is true and or the condition is false. If the condition is true, so the basic building block will progress, and if there will be condition false, it will just stop executing that or execute a different block of code. So so in the like control flow we have if expression. So how the if work in the Rust is like we had defined something, let the number as a variable is equal to 3. If the number is less than 5, we will check for the condition. If this will be like true, it will just print and the condition was true, and if the condition will be false, it will just execute the else block, and the condition will false will print this. How if and else works inside the Rust. This is how we write if or else. Now here we have like let number 7, condition is false, and we have different kind of like a running example given here, right? Okay, so here we have run this one and we have run this one. Let's try changing the number, and then the condition was false, right? We are doing again if number, right? Let the number is equal to 3, and if number number is nothing but like a variable whose value is 3, not a boolean. So it's important for the to have a boolean here that we see in the below example that is causing an error if number expected a bool found integer. So here if the condition should be like a boolean, give a return a type of like true or false to have executing a block. Could not be like any other data format. Okay, so here we have number not is equals to 0. It could be true or it could be false, right? So we have the number is equals to 3, which is not is equal to 0, which is true. So it should print this one, right? So the running code will print something other than 0. Okay, so handling multiple condition, we say if else. This is how nested if and else will looks like inside the Rust. So we'll follow if, then we have the condition for the if, then else, then we write again if and follow the condition and again write the block, and at last we write just else with whatever the else condition is, else block is. Okay, now we have the cargo run, then we just predict the output by solving this and using if in a let statement. This is how in a single line we will able to use the if or else, right? If condition, and then we have the block, or else we have the block, right? Okay, that's good. Then we go to the next section. We have condition let the number, if the condition else. The example of this in this section, you can see our first condition. After the first condition, we have like integer, and second we have like a that is string kind of, right? This is an integer, this is a string. So you can see expected because of this expected integer found at the red string. So this is the kind of error we will face, because this is we can have not defined its type, and this is could be having a same type could not contain a different type, so it may cause some errors. So that we need can check. I think that's what we are trying to understand here. Okay, now we have the repetition section. Before the repetition section or loops, we will try to use our VS Code to just run the above example, right? Let's try. Let's open our VS Code, and we have our second function, and this is it, and clear this. So we will try to define our number first, right? Let's try let x of type I32 is equals to like 5. Now if we write if I will give the condition if x is equal to 3, then we will just print, or else we'll do something else. Println will print wrong, or we'll just println right. So if is not is equal to 3, we just print ln. Then if it should print, so we have 5. If we just compare with 3, right, 3 is not equal to 5, then it should print wrong, right? Let's try. Let's clear it first for the previous code, and then write cargo run, and we are getting wrong. Okay, and that was expected, right? So our working now. Can we else if x is equals to 4, it should print wrong. Else, sorry, we forgot to write if, right? We have to write if is equals to 4, then it should print wrong. Else we need to open the blog and type println, and what we need to write is true. We have to write true. This time it should not print wrong, it should print true, right? Let's try this. Type cargo and then type run, and yes, it's print true now. This is how if else work. And if we want, we can just use in a single line. That's really simple, not that hard. I think you can achieve that the same. Okay, let's go to documentation and try to understand loop now. So we are repetition with the loops. How we define loop in a Rust? Just simple thing, just type loop and whatever the statement inside that. Okay, and the returning from loop, we can use a counter like this. We can counter, we can define a mutable variable which values could be changed, and that we have 0, and then counter plus equal to 1 to change its value. Okay, that's very really simple. And then we can also just take the value into the result, which is the another variable, right? And we can use break to just get out of the loop. So whatever the solution will be like, we have a counter as a 0, so it will just keep adding 1. So the condition is false, it will just skip it until its value is equal to 10. So when the value will be 10, it will just add a counter is like value is 10, so counter value will be 10, and that will be multiplied by 2, which is 20, and that 20 will be assigned to the variable result. And when we try to result it, its value will be 20. Here we just written that, right? Which case it's 20. Okay, loops label is distinct. Okay, disambiguate between the multiple loops. Okay, we can have let mute count is equal to 0, counting up, and we have the one loop here, and we have the second loop here. So first this loop will run, then after this the second upper loop will run. Okay, that's really simple to understand. We can see that now we have a conditional loop with while. So this is how we use while inside the Rust. So first we have to define a mutable state of a number some kind and give it a condition. While will accept a condition whenever it's true or false. Until the condition is satisfied, it will just follow up, and whenever the condition will just become false, and it will just break it off by its own. Okay, so here we have not is equal to 0, we have -1, so it will count 3, then 2, then 1, then 0, then which it will just got lift off kind of. So this is how looping in the collections. We can also use the index is less than 5. We can define a mutable index is less than 5, and we can just get out of just print the index. But this is kind of lengthy process, so there is another alternative. Here it's given, suppose we have an array of like 1 2 3 4 5 elements, so we can use for element in a Element is a variable and a is a name of the array. You can see we have 5 element in an array, so each will element will just increment by one. Like we have element, we can use the element like in a, it will just get the first zeroth element, then the first element, then third element, second element, third element, fourth element, like this for the position of the array. And this is how we use for inside the Rust, get the position inside the array. That's really simple, and this is how the reverse will work. Okay, let's try the loop. Let's try a simple loop. First let's go to the Rust and just add try just write a simple loop and open bracket, right, and define a simple variable. I will just select, will be of mutable type and I will give a variable name of x is equal to 5. Okay, now I will define another variable x is equal to plus 5, x plus 1. So until if x will equal to 10, it should break the loop. We'll try break, and until this it will just println, it will just print the number as a string on this. I got, so we'll just number is will give the value of x. It will print the value from 5, so no, not 5, it will print the value from 6 to 9, suppose it. Let's try running that. Click cargo run. It's running, and 6 7 8 9, that's correct. This is how the simple loop works and how we break the loop. Now the same thing how we will define in a while type first, while x is less than what, 10, we do x plus 1, x is equals to x plus 1. Okay, and print x, println value is value is x. This is how we do the, and very simple using while. Just try it and save that cargo run. Okay, and it should like check whether x is less than 10. I don't know why it got 10, so I think it will just check for the condition. I'll try to run it, that's why we got 10 this time. Now we just try to do using for. So for the for we need to have a array. So let a is equals to list of array is 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. We have an array of 5 element. We will try to access a element for I in a, print ln. What we need to print, I, so it should print all the elements of the array. Just do a cargo run, and here we got all the elements inside the array. That's it. Okay, that was all about loops, and in the next video we will try to learn about ownerships, understanding ownerships. Okay, this is how loop works inside the Rust. Hope we have learned something, and you may consider subscribing if you want this video, such kind of videos like this. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.